This beautiful Caribbean beach destination is just one of 365 beaches on the island. And so you can be sure that the government's favorite slogan is they have one beach for every day of the year. Jolly Beach is beautiful. I remember the first time I had the opportunity to go. And we had just arrived off the plane. We still had our plane clothes on. We were waiting for our room and went out to the beach. And I remember thinking, shouldn't there be like a Ritz-Carlton on this beach? I mean, don't the most expensive hotels get the best beaches? And then I went, whoa, had there not have been a three-star hotel on this beach, I never would have gotten to experience it. And for that, I am grateful. There are two resorts that sit on this beach. Jolly Beach Resort itself is south of center, and Coco's Hotel is in the far south end. Just to the north of Jolly Beach Resort, like right adjacent to it, is an area dedicated for cruise ship passengers. Here you can find rentals for loungers and sun umbrellas. You will also find vendors for motorized and non-motorized sports. Oftentimes, there will be guys walking up and down offering, X amount of dollars for 20 minutes on a jet ski. So there's lots of opportunity there for you to do something outside of sitting on your beautiful lounger. Also, some cruise ships will offer a day pass to Jolly Beach Resort. So this includes all you can eat, all you can drink, and then of course they have their own sun loungers and gazebos. Now, don't be surprised if the sun loungers are exactly the same as the ones that in the area dedicated for cruise ship passengers, but you would have your own more space than if you were actually corralled in with all of the cruise ship passengers in one area. That would be one benefit. And also all you can drink and all you can eat if that's what you would really like to do. You can find a variety of food choices at Jolly Beach. There is a restaurant on the site that's dedicated to the cruise ship passengers and of course day trippers. But Jolly Harbor is also just about a 10-minute walk, roughly, away. And so here there are more upscale restaurants, so it's not like beach food. There's a couple of seafood restaurants that have more authentic Antiguan style food if you want something more culturally local. And then as well, there's a grocery store there, which is a fabulous grocery store. So if you are a day tripper or like a cruise ship passenger, this is a great place to stock up on those munchies when you get back on ship or back to whatever condo you might be renting. When you get off your plane or your cruise ship, you just might notice on your drive to Jolly Beach that Georgian and vernacular styles really dominate the landscape. But not so in Jolly Beach. Coco's Hotel to the south certainly has those Georgian roof lines, and many of the houses that line the north end of the beach have the same kind of thing. But Jolly Beach Resort does not. It's actually a hacienda style architectural building, and it just does not fit in at all. So to me, I was looking for something, I think, more authentic on that landscape. But if you are looking for something more authentic other than food and architecture, you can also find a lot of souvenirs. So at Jolly Beach Resort itself, there are many, many vendors. But here's the thing. Just like so many vendors around the world, souvenir shops in general, a lot of these products are not made where you think they are. They're made in China, for example. So if you want something authentically Antiguan, you really need to ask. The most success I've had in finding Antiguan wares have been either paintings or woodwork, carvings, things like that. I've purchased just recently a beautiful little painting that reminds me of the sunset there. Most of this beach is a very beautiful, cool white sand. Not all of it is, but most of it is. And it has a really nice slope into the water. And when you get in the water, it's generally a gradual slope as well. But however, there are areas, especially after a storm, when waves come in, it will carve out a rather steep slope. So always be careful, I guess, wherever you go. But in general, it's a really great beach to walk on. Because it has a nice slope and near the water, the sand is nice and compact. It's a great beach for anybody with mobility issues, the elderly, and small children. Now, it is an absolutely beautiful beach, but it's not without its issues. Sargassum, particularly, has been a growing problem, well, around the Caribbean specifically because of the currents bringing it in from the Atlantic. But it's coming in such large chunks now that it's really difficult to clean up. And historically, the hoteliers and the Antiguan government had a rather reactive approach to cleaning it up. You know, a storm would come in, seaweed would wash up on the shore, and they would clean it up. But with the amounts that it's coming in, it's becoming increasingly difficult to keep up with that. So with the help of the country of Japan, who donated an agricultural machine that sits in the water and collects the sargassum or seaweed before it comes onto shore, they're hopeful that this might be really, rather than reactive, they would have a proactive approach to it. Now, I was just in Antigua 6 weeks ago, or on Jolly Beach actually, and there was no seaweed whatsoever. And I've been there many, many times, and there's only 1 year that I recall there being a real issue with seaweed. Now, erosion is also another problem on this beach. One of the things you should note if you are a day tripper, cruise ship passenger, there's not a lot of shade. There's not a lot of trees, especially to the north end. So it's always, we have to protect our skin. So you should really consider getting an umbrella if you do decide to go to Jolly Beach, because there's basically no shade to the north except for a couple of tree bushes. And then to the south, close to Cocos, there are some trees. And there used to be more trees. But when Jolly Beach Resort underwent their refurbishment a couple of years ago, like a real chunk of them got taken down. Some of the stumps are still there. But the ones just borderline Cocos Hotel, the erosion is so bad that you can actually see the roots. They have become exposed. So I don't know how long those trees are going to last either. So what are the highlights of this beach? Well, first of all, the beach is very clean. The sand is soft, and in most places it is quite cool. The beach itself is easy to get to. The access into the water is generally a very gradual slope. Okay, and the water itself is clean and clear. But where could Jolly Beach do better? First of all, although Antigua and its sister island Barbuda are embarking on many environmentally sustainable initiatives, a lot of them are still voluntary only. So the hotels, the restaurants, and the residents of the island, a lot of these things are by choice. Second of all, the actual cultural authenticity of some of the buildings, well, actually just one building, Jolly Beach Resort, doesn't scream, I'm in Antigua. Okay, like as I said, it's a very hacienda style building. I would love to see more options for authentic regional island souvenirs. Souvenirs are such a wonderful way to remember an experience, a moment in your life. And I really hate to think that because these things are being so mass produced, There's nothing original about them anymore. A lot of the market items are beautiful. I bought myself a beautiful scarf. I love it. It's got little pink flamingos on it. But I don't think of Antigua when I wear it. Let's put it that way. So on the Snobometer, where does Jolly Beach land? It lands at 4 stars. Now, if I were to be ranking the beach and the water alone, it would probably be closer to a 4.5. And if there were more trees and more shade, natural shade, it could even be a 5. But yeah, I'd really love to see more authenticity. So if you have been to Jolly Beach as a day tripper, like a cruise ship passenger, if you stayed at either Coco's or Jolly Beach Resort, please put your comments below. Help other beach snobs decide whether this is the beach for them or not. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.